Welcome back to the third episode of Clifton Camera's Week in Review. On today's agenda, I just want to give everybody a friendly reminder that we are running a Clifton Spring photography competition using the hashtag cliftonspringphotocomp. You can upload up to 3 photos onto either Facebook or Instagram, and we're going to pick a selection, 1 winner and then 3 runners-up, and the winner will get a high-res print and a £30 gift voucher to Clifton Cameras, and the runners-up will also get prints of their chosen photos as well. We're going to pick those winners, I think, the first week of March. Oh, is it? It is March.
April.
It is March. April. April's the one. Moving on. We've got a few different things we want to talk about today. Number 2 on the list is Canon full-frame mirrorless. How likely are we to see something in this category in the next year? Following on from here, we'll be giving an honorable mention to our personal favorites in the mirrorless category from last year. The photography show is this weekend, so we're going to discuss what we're looking forward to with regards to that.
Yep.
And I've also got some questions for Ben and Andy about their participation in the Grand Appeal 3 Peaks Challenge.
I fear questions.
And then we're going to close with a word from Andy, as per usual, about our current promotions. So, how likely are we to see something in the full-frame mirrorless category?
Well, Matthew.
From
So yeah, there's been this sort of rumour for quite a while. I think Nikon were the first to come out with this sort of rumour, but it's been exposed that Canon are possibly, or I would imagine they probably are genuinely looking at full-frame mirrorless camera with how the market's going at the moment. So I've just got a couple of notes from, nothing isn't set in stone. We generally do not know what's going to happen. Yeah,
disclaimer.
So here's my disclaimer now, is we generally do not know if this is true, if this is false. This is purely what's been leaked from apparently a very reliable source. This was taken from Petapixel. So there's not actually that much out about it. Apparently it is going to have Canon's EF mount,
Right.
which would be the probably the most reasonable thing to actually do, since they've got such a wide range, and the fact that it's going to be full frame makes perfect sense to use their full frame lenses.
That mount is what you put that, like the L lenses. That's
the
is,
L
right?
glass and everything like that. So you wouldn't need that EFM to EOS adapter,
Right.
which saves a bit of money. I suppose you could look at it in one way.
Yep. You can use those lenses.
Yeah.
There's rumours that it's going to have a top-down 1.3-inch LCD screen like the Leica SL. Image is just going to be over there somewhere.
It does look very like it, doesn't
it does look very like it. I don't know.
Is that what
image.
that is?
Well,
Supposedly,
I've got it on a piece of paper here. We'll have a little pop-up just there of what it's rumoured to look like. I don't believe it's going to look like this at all.
No way.
Yeah.
I don't believe it's going to look like that at all. Simply from the other image from the like a similar Leica SL kind of screen that they have on the top. The fact that this has actually got 2 dials on there, this image that's got on the other one, they're not the same.
Right.
So we haven't got a clue what this is going to look like. It could look like their M5, it could look like their M6,
Yeah.
it could look like their M50.
I mean, I would have expected something with a lot more buttons, dials, and knobs on it. You know what I mean? Unless they are going for some sort of like a.
But we don't know. I mean, with the M50, it's all touchscreen, so it's all very built
That's
in.
true.
It's all built in.
So
yeah.
it could be.
That is true.
We just don't know. But what ideally for me would be is a bit like what the M50 is like, but maybe slightly chunkier. I'm happy with it being a little bit bigger.
Right.
And I think that kind of flip out screen, as we mentioned when we mentioned about the M50 on week 1.
4K.
4K.
Nice.
These are the sort of specs we are now expecting. Apparently, someone overheard that it sounds like it shoots over 10 frames a second.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
Which very, very decent.
It's not unreasonable from a full frame mirrorless these days.
No,
Is it?
I think that's pretty.
Yeah.
That's kind of again expected. And apparently there was no such branding on the body, which would make sense if it is actually just a test product.
Yeah.
So apparently there's nothing on Canon's roadmap for 2018, but the fact that Photokeen is out at the end of September, I believe.
Yeah.
We're all expecting it.
It's going to come out. It's going to come out then, isn't
I
it?
think
surely
there's been actual verbal, not confirmation from Canon, but I don't know if it was the same article that I was reading on there. But there's in the article there's an interview with a guy from Sony, and he fully expects to see competitors,
Canon,
from Nikon and Canon
Yeah.
by the time CP Plus happens next year. So
Yeah.
really.
we are talking
So
within the next
it's
365
gonna be
days.
Yeah.
I think in a way, I don't want them to rush this.
No.
I want them to take their time. Same with Nikon. If they're going to release a full frame mirrorless, I want them to take their time.
As well.
Yeah.
You know, Sony have got the market in the palm of their hand, so Canon and Nikon are really going to have to produce something to really take over. But they have the full capabilities of doing so, as we know from the previous DSLRs. We know that they can.
Yeah.
So yeah, let us know what you think about that. What would you want to see from this supposed mirrorless full frame Canon? Well, there's no name for it, so I can't really say what it's going to be called. Full frame Canon. Just let us know in the comments below, and yeah, we'll discuss it next week.
Cool. Well, yeah, so following on from that, I thought this week news is a little thin, you know, new gear and stuff like that. So I thought we would maybe recap on 2017's best mirrorless cameras, not the whole list. I think we each sort of just picked out our favorite from 2017. Yeah. There's a whole list and a blog post about it that you'll be able to find in the description, or there, or down there.
It'll be out there, or wherever the card's going to be.
Okay, cool. But yeah, so Andy, what did you have?
I've gone for what AP Magazine gave for the most innovative product of the year. I didn't say that right, but never mind.
Right.
The Sony A9.
Yeah,
great
camera.
You know, if Canon want an example of what to do in their full frame mirrorless, they need to take note of this camera, most definitely. 24.2 megapixel, you know, it's kind of standard, but the fact that it's got 693 phase point detection and it can shoot 20 frames a second, I mean, come on.
Yeah, that was outstanding, wasn't it, when it came out?
You know, and I like things that I can't afford, so the fact that it's £4,299 is not a problem. You know, I think that's only a pinch in the pocket, but just a little bit of a hashtag advertisement. We currently have this item on 24 Months IFC, so check it out.
Spread the cost.
Spread the cost.
Spread the cost.
So yeah, that was my personal favourite. Ben, what was yours?
Sony again, obviously for me. A7R2 I went for. Not only has it got the 42.4 megapixel sensor, amazing resolution and low light capabilities, but I always favour the video side of things, and Sony are just always fantastic at video, got fantastic preamps for the audio and the autofocus, all the rest of it. Yeah, A7R2 for me.
Okay.
Definitely.
Alright, well I went with something completely different from what you guys did. You guys just pulled up in like a Mercedes and a Porsche.
I know.
Here I am in my jalopy.
No, I know what this was as well.
I went with the Olympus OMD EM10 Mark III.
Great camera.
Yeah, it's a simple camera. I really enjoyed taking it down to Bristol when we did the pre-release.
Yeah.
And for a novice photographer, I got some of my favorite shots out of this camera, and they're still sort of lingering around on my Instagram account. I love the classic styling. It felt really good in my hand. The user interface was really easy to use. It was a very discreet camera, and what it did was it just allowed me to react to sort of my environment and shoot candid photos of people on the street without being in their face, you know, or me looking sort of out of place, you know what I mean? It was very, very easy. Throw in the 5-axis and some decent video options, and as somebody who's focused his content in social media, I just really enjoyed the camera.
Perfect match.
If I had one gripe about it, a mic jack would have been
always
been like
always the mic jack.
Always the mic jack.
Yeah, but yeah, that was definitely one of my favorites of 2017.
There were some great filters on that as well, weren't there? I remember you using a lot of filters on that one. That's some really good stuff on it. Yeah.
Olympus have got this thing where I think they're trying to get rid of as much post-processing as possible, aren't they?
Make life as easy as possible.
Moving on, the photography show returns to the NEC this weekend from Saturday the 17th until Tuesday the 20th. We'll be there about, I think we're going up on Monday. Some of our other colleagues will probably be there over the weekend. So definitely keep an eye out for us.
Say hello.
Say hello. Don't be shy. What are you guys looking forward to seeing this weekend?
Well, if I was actually going, someone has to stay there and hold the fort. But if I was actually going, from week one, they've got the drone zone coming out, and there's a gentleman called Pete Rollinson, who has actually come across, I want to say, my path. I've never met the bloke, but I've seen his Instagram post, I've seen his website before, and he is so good at getting Hollywood type footage out of very kind of affordable drones. So in this instance, I'm pretty sure it's a DJI
Right.
Phantom 4 user, Phantom 4 Pro user, and some of his footage is just incredible.
What's his name, sorry?
Pete Rawlinson.
Huh.
So when you guys are there,
myself.
definitely have a little chat with him. I believe he's talking on the Monday when you guys are going.
Oh, right, okay.
So
Yeah.
definitely check him out. I think he's about midday-ish, but
definitely look at that,
he is
That sounds good.
incredible.
Yeah.
And he sounds like quite an interesting bloke as well.
It's an interesting chat.
Yeah,
Interesting
cool.
chat.
I can dig that. You got any favourites? Anything you're looking forward to seeing?
I do. Unfortunately, none of them are there on the Monday,
Oh.
which is a shame. Thomas Heaton is going to be there. I'm not sure if he's on Saturday and Sunday, but yeah, you know Thomas Heaton,
Yeah.
great YouTuber, landscape photography, does amazing stuff, very engaging speaker,
Mm.
and also somebody that we've actually witnessed before, Simeon Quarry, who is doing, he's controlling audio for video, he's doing a speech on audio for video and also storytelling through videography, and he's amazing. We have seen him before, very engaging speaker.
Such
Yeah.
a nice bloke.
He really is,
Yeah.
Such a
yeah.
nice bloke.
Great
He's
guy.
good. We did an event with him last summer, didn't we?
Yes.
And I think we've got something special coming up with him in the next couple of months as well. So definitely
Hopefully
stay
so.
tuned
Yes.
for that.
Yeah.
That'll probably be on next week's show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think as somebody who does social and content and stuff, everything I look at kind of comes from that sort of angle. And I'm hoping to see an acquaintance that I worked with at uni, Ron Tamahin. He's a freelance photographer working down in London. He's done work with Unilad, Hypebeast, Adidas, Google, others. And he'll be giving talks on Saturday the 17th at 11 and 3 on growing your audience organically and integrating your style with commercial photography. And a second talk on Tuesday the 20th about developing your own style and visual narrative. I don't think you're going to want to miss those. He's got a massive following on Instagram, so check him out at Ron Tamahin.
No problem.
Cool. Moving on from there, I need to ask you guys about the Grand Appeal because
It's like Mastermind.
I think we need to get stuck in here, and I really want to find out the details of exactly what you guys are doing. So, as I understand it, you'll be hiking 3 mountains across the UK to raise money for a children's charity.
That's right.
Yes.
What's the goal, and where's the challenge taking you?
So the goal is more in the way of funds for this year. So last year we did it off our own back. We tried doing it in 24 hours. It was absolutely grueling, and all I did was the driving. And it was, I want to say horrific. It wasn't horrific. It was just incredibly difficult.
It was
and
taxing.
It was so
Yes.
tiring.
Yeah.
But this year we would like to raise around about 10 grand
Ooh.
Yes.
for the Grand Appeal. A huge target. We're aware of that.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if you're not going to aim for something, you've got to set the bar really, really high.
So we need your help.
So we definitely need your help for that.
Where are you guys going, and where's the challenge taking you?
Okay, well, it's going to be over the weekend of Friday the 22nd to Sunday the 24th, and we're going to be doing 3 mountains, like you just said.
Uh-huh.
So on the Friday, we're going to be travelling up to Ben Nevis, which we're going to be doing that day. We're going to be travelling down then to Scarfell Pike for the Saturday. Where is Scarfell Pike?
Lake District.
Lake District. I should know that as I'm doing
Love the
it.
Lake District.
And I did it last year.
Yeah.
And then on the Sunday we're finishing off in Snowdon, and I believe Manfrotto are going to be joining us
for that
there,
one.
Yeah.
and there might be other manufacturers joining us, and
Throughout the time.
yeah, coming along for the journey. So
So it sounds difficult. Sounds like a pretty long weekend. Really good of you guys to put your time in for that. How long? I mean, I guess it's going to take you 3 days. Well, you're going to do it over 3 days.
Yep.
How long are each of these hikes going to take you?
Dependent on many factors, really. It's
probably Ben Nevis was about 6 hours. Scarfell
Yeah.
Pike, I know that
That
there
took
was a
a
few
long time
complications
last time,
last
yeah.
time. It's actually the shortest one of all the mountains, but it's quite problematic. So
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah, I think it literally depends on the weather as well.
Weather as well, yeah.
We went in the middle of June last year, and Ben Nevis, you literally could not see a thing
No.
from the top of it. It was absolutely ridiculous.
I remember seeing some of the footage.
Yeah,
It looked
yeah.
pretty. Yeah, it looked
Not
pretty
much to
hairy.
see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Martin. I mean, you guys. Martin, one of the team leaders for the Grand Appeal Three
Yep.
Peaks Challenge. They did a practice hike last weekend, didn't
They
they?
did,
And
yes.
it looked like similar conditions on that.
Yeah.
So I think I'll be
Yes.
prepared.
Lots of fog.
Yeah.
So,
What's like the mileage total here? Do you know anything about how long you're actually kind of hiking for or anything?
I think it was 23 miles.
I think it's about
Being
23
the
miles
the
hike.
combined thing.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
which doesn't sound a great deal when you look at it over 3 days, but I mean when you take into account the actual height,
altitude,
tidiness,
stuff
yeah,
like
it's a real challenge.
Yeah.
It's definitely
Plus, you've also got to get from Scotland to the UK, back to Wales, and then back home again.
I'm pretty sure
A
it's
lot of
what,
travel.
a 10-hour journey all the way up to Ben Nevis from Gloucester. I think it was
something like
last
that
year.
last year, wasn't it?
So
Yeah.
certainly, certainly have stiff legs by the end of it.
Yeah.
Can somebody then explain to me what all the grommets are about? Because there's just grommets littered everywhere.
So yeah, as we kind of mentioned on last week's show, obviously we got these two lovely grommets. This one's actually joining us at Ben Nevis, I believe. And obviously we got Kisses, our very own.
Will you be taking
full
kisses
size.
at Ben Nevis as well?
Well, this is the thing, Matt. If we get 10 grommets, you're going to
Who
carry him
knows?
on his.
We still won't be doing that.
We still won't be doing that, but still, that would be really cool. But yeah, so we've got 3 grommets: Roger, Oops a Daisy, and I cannot remember that. Oh no, it slipped from my mind right at the very end there.
He's got flowers and stuff.
Flowers. Yeah,
That
that's
doesn't
Oops a
help,
Daisy.
You know.
You know. Yeah, so basically we're going to be taking one up Peach Mountain, taking a photo, because at the end of the day, grommet is a massive symbol across the world.
Yeah,
Obviously, grommet is
everyone knows
watched
what grommet
absolutely
is, yeah.
everywhere. And obviously they use grommet as their kind of mascot for what they do at
For the
Bristol
children's
Hospital,
charity,
and
yeah.
as well as
Yeah.
Cots for Tots, which is something that is probably, if you're not aware of that, take a look at our page in the description below to have a look at that. It's really
So, how can our viewers help?
Donate. Yeah, simply donate. Spread the word as well. That would be
Yeah.
really, really handy.
Yeah.
You know, there's nothing more enthralling than watching people go through a lot of pain to try and raise some money. For cash.
For
But no,
Good cause.
a very simple, even if it's just a £1 donation,
Yeah.
will mean an absolute world to
And I
us.
think we're going to have kind of
raffles
incentives, so to speak,
Yeah.
along in the
Yeah,
build up to
they're,
it as
they're
well.
still being confirmed at the moment, but if you're local to the area and you're near our Dursley store, we are thinking of doing just an in-store raffle, but we're not quite sure
Yeah.
how yet. But
Hopefully next week.
hopefully next week we
some-
should have a bit
some
more.
information.
Yeah, well, better idea of what we're doing, aren't we?
So,
So, T-minus 98 days and counting till the Grand Appeal Challenge there. Like they were saying, stay tuned for some unique opportunities to contribute, maybe even get a little something in return.
yeah.
And speaking of opportunities, Andy, can you lead us out with the promotional offers for this week?
certainly can do. Just before I nip into that, just make sure that if you're not already, sign up to our social sites to stay up to date with whatever Grand Appeal news comes along. We're going to possibly try and get a post of an update every single week. But
Yeah.
yeah, we'll see how that goes. So on to promotions. Here's the selling part of the show. So this week, Canon have announced that spring is apparently here. With their cashback, which started, I believe, yesterday. Today's Thursday, so Wednesday.
Right.
And it ends in May the 15th. You can get up to £265 back on selected items. Also, Canon have announced that they're going to have a £430 trade-in bonus on the EOS 1DX Mark II.
Nice.
Which is huge. I know that camera is, you know, in my opinion, is already fairly expensive, but that is a massive chunk taken off.
What do you got to trade in to get that?
Any working digital interchangeable lens camera.
Okay.
That's a stonking deal.
There you go. So it's really, really good. And another one's a little bit different. You can get 10% off size Chewit lenses, which are amazing quality
great
lenses.
Yeah.
If you actually purchase Sony's entry-level CSC camera, so the A6000, which I own myself, and it is a fantastic little camera, and Chewit lens glass is just phenomenal.
Size glass.
And it's only available in Sony fit in Chewit, so
yeah,
it's definitely worth taking a look at. So that's what I have promotions-wise this week.
Nice one.
Cool. Well, thanks for joining us this week. Hopefully we will see you at TPS over the weekend. As always, please give this video a like and hit subscribe if you'd like to see future content from Clifton Cameras.
Ta-da.
Bye.